Hi guys, rachybop here. Welcome to a special extra video. I was given early access by EA to the Sims 4 bowling night stuff last week, so I've had all weekend to play and a manic morning of editing just so that I can bring you the most honest, in-depth review possible. I know some of you asked me if I had the code and I haven't replied to you. I apologise. It's just because I'm not sure if I was allowed to or not. I did write to EA and ask, but I didn't get a reply. So I don't want to break any embargo rules because then I won't get any of the games in future and I won't be able to do these videos for you. So that's why I didn't reply. But I've made some notes about the game as I've gone through and played about the stuff pack. There's some good bits, there's some bad bits, and well, we'll get to the end. So the first thing I noticed, the first thing on my notes is that the games last way too long. Like they literally last about 5 hours plus in game, and to me that's not realistic, especially when a sim is playing on their own. Who would play that long? But I think that's kind of down to the game itself, the base game. It runs so slow. I mean, anyone who's done the 7 toddler challenge will realise how frustrating it is, how slow the game does things. And I think if they can't fix, I'm just going to get this rant out of the way, if they can't fix how slow the Sims are doing things in relation to the time shown on the game, then why not just change the time shown on the game to match what it would actually take? Surely that would be easier, I don't know, but it just, at the moment, it's very difficult to create any realism when it takes that long for a sim to do anything, and it is quite stressful just watching them pause so much. And I understand that it's part of the structure and like putting all the new things in, it needs to understand what the sim's gonna do next, but that kind of thing is just sucking the soul from the game, and personally it's affecting every stuff and expansion that comes out with it. And I think this pack has suffered because of it, whereas it could have been without flaw, in my opinion. Anyway, that's kind of a base game rant, so not really related to the stuff pack, but it is worth considering. I did find this pack surprisingly immersive. It does make you want to go along with the sim on the journey and take your family and take your friends, and you feel like you're there, which is a good point. There's no cost for your sim to bowl, which probably in real life there would be, so I don't know why it was put in that there shouldn't be a cost. I mean, it's not a super important point, but just worth noting. The action becomes quite repetitive, probably because it is so slow. It's like one sim takes a turn, they bend down, they pick up the ball, they pause there with the ball for a bit while the game catches up, they stand up, they do whatever it is they're going to do. The shots are completely random, I have no doubt about that, and they get better with the skill, of course. But a lot of the time the reaction of the sim doesn't correlate with what they've actually done. Like they might celebrate when they didn't actually get many, or they might be really sad when they got quite a few. However, I did find this pack more fun than I expected it to be, and I've probably spent a lot more time getting the content for you guys because I found it achievable and doable, and it was very clear what you were meant to do within the pack. I would say that the graphics within the game, all the really nice objects, the colours, the designs, the theme of it, they're all perfect, but the structure of the game really lets it down. There's no left-handed bowling, only right-handed bowling, and only a sign that goes right. I mean, I always mention this, and I know that they're like restricted on what they can put in and everything, but I don't understand why, if you're going to say, okay, adults and kids can bowl and we're going to put in new clothing, why not just put at least one new thing in each category? Why make it so you've got new tops but no new jeans, or you know, like, I just don't, that's for the kids, and I just don't understand, because it's almost like they're setting themselves up to be targeted if they just put something in that section, because you're obviously going to look in that section because it's available. You know, even if they just didn't put something in the other section, I'll just put the adults ones in the kids section just to bulk it out. I don't really understand that. One thing I was really surprised about was that bowling doesn't help their social skill at all, even though they're kind of chatting and reacting a little bit to each other's ball effect. They're not, it doesn't help their social bar one bit. I also noticed that sometimes their shoes changed and sometimes they didn't, and I don't quite know what the pattern to that was. Also noticed that sometimes, I think it's if the sim had bowled but they dropped it, then they would get another go, but generally they take one go each. I don't know if that's a certain thing in bowling. I'm sure in real life you normally take more than one go. Again, not important, but just worth noting. The skill level going up is insanely slow. It only counts on their turn of bowling. It doesn't matter how long you're bowling for, it will only go up tiny fraction when your sim heads to pick up the ball and bowls, and that's it. And I have done a video showing the bowling skill in its entirety with all the levels and everything, explaining how long it took me, and I've done a video of Cass, a build by, a speed build of a venue, yes me, I did that, and something else that I can't remember. And I'm going to be doing a live stream, which is probably now while you're watching this. So why don't you pause it and just go. You can't see other Sims skill levels. I think it would be quite nice if it had had, like, you know, in Dine Out when you have the stars above the head of what they rate in the restaurant. It would have been quite good if the star had been over their head if you select them to play, so you can see what you're up against instead of just being like, Jasmine won, she got this score. You didn't know what the others got, and there's not really much correlation between what's going on. I've also found it really difficult to stop them bowling once they started. Like, it literally just played out. Even if I tried to get them to do something else, sometimes depending on their mood they'll just stop, but other times like it just becomes very distressing. And also, because the bowling venues are a bar, they have all the things that a bar needs. So it has to have a television. I think some people will find that a bit annoying. It has to have a TV, it has to have a bar, it has to have a certain amount of chairs, just certain things like that it has to have. There are a couple of bowling cheats within it, which I'll be going through in the live stream, and there's also an achievement which I've tried to get but haven't got yet, called the Perfect Llama. I'll be trying to get that in my live stream as well, so wish me luck. I would say that you could probably, if you tried to do everything within this pack and got fully immersed in it, you would get about 10 hours out of it at a push, which would cover the price tag. Is going to end up costing you about £1 an hour, which I think is absolutely worth it. At stuff back price it would be hard not to be worth it, but I think with the gameplay objects in there it is well worth the money. There's not a ton of objects, but considering the whole theme is around one style of room, a bowling area, then how much content do you need to fill a room? It definitely will look very much themed if you do create one, and it lends itself to the other packs, especially get together with the whole group system. I would definitely recommend the bowling pack. Yes, it does have its flaws, but then The Sims in general has its flaws that need fixing, and I think if those things were to get fixed within The Sims 4, this pack would actually be very good. And that's coming from someone who generally wasn't very interested in the theme of the pack in the beginning. So I am impressed with it, and I know I've probably been quite hard on it, but I think it's important to be honest and point out all the flaws, because some of those flaws might be absolute game changers for you guys spending your money on it. There's so much content for you guys out there to make your decision now, which is really great thing. So I'm going to give the bowling pack 4 big fat moves. I don't think it should suffer because of the base game, although it does. I'm not going to make it suffer. It's definitely a distinct addition, and I feel like my Sims are having fun with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. And all the links to my other videos are in the description too, and the live stream. Bye!